The first step, forgiveness, is for me. It's for my healing, my releasing, my growth, my peace. It may help a lot of other people, and it does, but I do it to free myself and reduce my burden. Second, forgiveness is about now, it's not about the past. We forgive because right now we want to stop doing the behaviors that keep us tied to the past. That's the forgiveness experience. We are relinquishing the negative habits that keep us recreating the past over and over and over. So complaining is a negative habit. Bitterness is a negative habit. Mistrust is a negative habit. They all can come from being badly hurt. But if right now I'm saying, I don't trust you because my dad hit me, that's ridiculous. It's like whatever dad did doesn't have anything to do with what the person in front of you is going to do unless you bring a prejudice with you. So at the moment that you're working on it now, that's where forgiveness takes place right now, so that we can be at peace with our life right now. Like it's a present centered mindfulness thing. Like no matter when it happened, right now is the only time I can address this. That's all I got is right now. The third part of forgiveness is it doesn't mean you have to reconcile with the offender. I mean, you can, but sometimes they're dead. So you're going to have a tough time reconciling with a dead person. Sometimes they don't want to reconcile with you, like, screw you, buddy. You can still forgive them. So it doesn't mean that you have to rejoin or improve a relationship. What it means is that you clean your mind and heart of your bitterness and self-pity and obstacle to growth. They may or not benefit from it. It would be good if they do, but they don't have to. Forgiveness doesn't mean you can't take somebody to court or sue them or have them arrested. Those are not the same. They're like one is internal, the other's justice. Forgiveness does not mean that, again, I mentioned this, you're not making something okay. You're just saying that the lack of it being okay is not going to ruin my life. That is totally different. I mean, there's a lot of things that are not okay in this world. Right now, you and I are sitting in our very comfortable homes with plenty to eat and nice weather, and there's a couple of 100,000 people who are starving. That's not okay, but we're still going on with our life. It's like, and the last thing is forgiveness doesn't mean you forget. You don't forgive and forget. You remember differently. And what a key distinction that is. So there are some really serious misconceptions that people have about forgiveness, and those need to be dealt with. Like the it's now, it's for you, and it's not these things. Those are kind of the prerequisites of forgiveness. The rest of the steps are some degree or other of, well, once you recognize that it's now, and I don't know if this is step 4 or step 5, I can't remember, is you have to calm down. That when you're aroused, it's on you to calm your arousal. Meditation can help, taking a run can help, knitting can help. But you have to do something that calms your nervous system so you get your brain back. And that's independent of whatever happened. It's because right now you are affected by it and you need to soothe that. That's the classic intermediate step, but it's essential. Instead of blaming and arguing, you calm down. You just calm down. And once you calm down, then you can remind yourself, like the Rolling Stones song, you don't always get what you want. But that's a central piece of forgiveness. I can't always get what I want, and I can only accept that when I'm calmer. So when I calm down, I can remind myself, Fred, doesn't always work out how you want. People don't always do what you want them to do. Things don't always go your way. That's reality. From a calm place, you can, hey, that is reality. But it's a mental reminder. You don't always get things what you want. Not everything goes your way. Sometimes you get no. There's a place there for real mental reminding of a simple thing. It's not always going to be my way. Those two are the real essential qualities of forgiveness. I calm myself down now, and then I remind myself, you know, that's life. And it's common in life to not get what you want. And now I have to figure out something else to do than just being pissed or unhappy or crabby about it. So the next step is some very simple. The only real revenge is a life well lived. And what that reminds us is the only way we really pay anybody back is by being happy enough that what they did no longer matters. And that is such a powerful reminder that the only real revenge is my freedom and my happiness. And that's crucial. So when you're calm and you recognize I don't always get what I want, then there's a simple segue to, and, you know, the only real way where this doesn't matter to me is if I'm happy. If I'm happy now, I'm good. Doesn't really matter what happened in the past. But it's that the only real revenge is a life well lived. And then you start recognizing that that means I better start practicing a hell of a lot more gratitude because I need to have a life well lived. And the only way I can have a life well lived is I stop focusing so much on the negative and start focusing more on what's good. And that is a crucial forgiveness practice. It's basically the step of thank you. You know, I've already gotten myself into this rut by focusing so much on no thank you. Let me spend a little more time focusing on thank you. And it doesn't have to be profound. It can be like, I thanked you for being patient 15 minutes. I mean, you just get into more of a habit of saying thank you. So you notice how much abundance there is in your life. So it's easier to forgive when you see things more clearly. There are a lot of nice people around, like this guy who doesn't give me grief for being 15 minutes. He knows I didn't try to harm him in any way. I just couldn't get back. It's not a crime. But he was, hey, take your time. It's like, I'll be here. Well, that's a huge thing. And if you get used to, like, thank you have a lot more opportunity to forgive because you're seeing things more clearly. And then the last two steps are simply the story you tell. One is, what did you want from the situation that didn't work out? So if you got dumped by your lover badly, you maybe wanted a good love affair. If you got crappily treated by your parents, you wanted some adult help and guidance. If you're sick, you want health. So the next to last step is, well, I got to get back on the bicycle and go towards my goal rather than complaining about who took me away from my goal, because that's a complete waste of your life. Complete waste. After a while, after grief, it's stupid to tell people that I had crappy parents and that's why I have a lousy life. That's ridiculous. After a while, it's I had crappy parents and I decided if they weren't going to do it for me, then I better figure out how to parent myself. Or I can use my partner to help me grow up, whatever. But if they can't do it, then you have to do it. And the last step on the train is, well, your story is about your heroism, not your victimhood, which is look what I'm doing to move ahead, not look how I was hindered by what kept me back. So those are the 9 steps of forgiveness, how you go through a process, come out the underside, having grieved what happened, but being able to look forward in thought and deed and have a story about the future more than the past.
So I wanted to take a quick moment to say that Liam and the rest of the team have been developing an incredible new 30-day course, which will be free both on the YouTube and the app. Every day it will be a lesson and then a short meditation, and you can follow along. It's got a lot of the science in there, and it's honestly incredible. I've had personal experience myself with how this type of meditation can really change your default quite quickly. So yeah, if you're looking to learn to meditate or you want to just overall improve your well-being, so keep an eye out.